Hi guys, thanks for checking out this interview. I'm here with Katie Bulmer-Cooke. She is one of the leading experts in the country on getting your pre-baby body back. Okay, so Katie, actually, if you have a look at her transformation photos, I'll pop them up here. She got back to a six-pack within, how many weeks was it, Katie?
It was about 10 weeks.
10 weeks, alright. You should check the photos out, they're awesome, okay. So I'm going to take Katie through a series of questions because I really want to show you that busy mums can actually get major results, okay? So if you're ready, Katie, we're going to go through these questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
Cool. So as a busy mum, Katie, running a highly successful fitness business at the moment, and obviously you've got a recently born baby, how do you actually manage to fit your workouts in?
If I'm perfectly honest, it's hard. When Heidi was first born, she's 9 months old now. She was first born. I was a member of a gym.
Yeah.
While I was on maternity leave, I was able to go to the gym, and Simon was around on a night and that for us to go. But gradually, as I got back into work more, it got just a lot more difficult. Childcare is probably the biggest barrier. Finding the time to do it. So instead of going to the gym, I decided that I would start training at home and just choose the most effective workouts that would fit the time that I had. So rather than going to the gym and flogging myself on just doing random stuff for an hour and a half, just doing something that was really intense and that didn't need any equipment, and just trained at home for like half an hour, 5 times a week.
Awesome. I mean, I think from speaking to some of my clients that actually believe that you've got to train for hours upon hours, and I think obviously speaking to the public a lot, and you see a lot of people in the gyms, they actually spend a lot of time just wasting time. And like you said, you didn't use any fancy equipment. And like looking at your before and after pics, it's pretty awesome how quickly you can get your abs back and sort of with no equipment at all. So did you just use basically body weight stuff?
I had body weight stuff, exactly the same stuff that I give to my fitness camp clients, and a lot of my one-to-one clients just followed the same stuff I give them. Occasionally used I've got a few kettlebells and stuff at home, but I would say 90-95% of the stuff I did was purely body weight.
Yeah, awesome. So it just shows that you don't need any equipment, and that basically you can do it for free, and you don't need an expensive gym membership either.
Absolutely. I mean, if you cancelled your gym membership and decided to train at home, there's like, what, 50, 60 quid saved?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Okay, so like myself, Kate, you're really passionate about helping people get back into the dream bodies. And like I say, being a mum, it's hard to realise. Being a man, it's sometimes hard to realise what it's like to be a mum.
Yeah.
And sort of not having time to yourself for training, because obviously us fellas don't have to deal with all the post-baby things, because obviously you've got a baby personally attached to you for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So that's why I really come to you to share the message, because I want to get a female's opinion, just so it's not me sort of preaching to these mums all the time and feeling like I don't understand them.
Yeah.
So what would you do to encourage a busy mum out there that's really down and out about the weight and sort of feels like there's no solution at all to getting the pre-baby body back?
Tell them that absolutely is a solution. I mean, I would say I'm pretty typical of most mums. I run a business which takes up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
I've got Heidi to look after. I've got a husband to look after. Just, things in life that get in your way, and you really have just got to put a little bit of time aside for yourself. And one of the hardest things I found when I had Heidi was that I couldn't just pick my keys up and go to the gym.
Yeah.
It's like a military operation. How can someone look after her? What kind of time can I go? I've got to tell someone when I'll be back.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have to be the end of it. It doesn't have to be, oh, well, I can't get in the gym. That's it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
There is a solution. Like, you only need a little bit of time. Maximum 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah.
If that, depending on how long you're training for at the time. And there really is a solution. Like, if I can do it and juggle all those things,
yeah,
anyone can do it.
Yeah.
It is doable. You've just got to get your head in the right place.
Definitely.
Know that you really want it enough. If you want it enough, you can make anything happen.
I think a lot of the time, thinking of like us fit pros, people think that we just live in the gym, but we're actually quite busy, and we don't always get the time anyway to train when we want to. So it's quite hard.
Time getting other people in shape.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's quite hard to actually get to train most of the time. So I can imagine it's quite hard to get out of that cycle of from when you've had the baby, and it's sort of 6-week period, isn't it, where you can't train at all?
For me, it was the first, I think it was like 8 weeks I couldn't train for.
Yeah.
I had a complication after Heidi was born.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to train for 8 weeks, so I just had to really clean up my diet massively.
Yeah.
And those results that I got in 10 weeks was only from 2 weeks of exercise. And if everyone can nail a diet and just eat what our bodies were meant to eat,
yeah,
and not the processed stuff that's out there, anything's possible.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's, you know what it's like when you have a little bit of time away from the gym anyway, but putting a baby on top of that, plus the 8 weeks away from the gym, it's sort of, you really got to get some motivation down to it. It's like, I mean, we've already established that there's only a small amount of time that we need, and it is possible to get your body back. So
yeah,
it's got to be a little bit more than that, isn't it, just to break the cycle? How do you really sort of stay focused? And I'm sure that spending time with Heidi's quite irresistible as well.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to leave Heidi. But for me, I would say the key to my success, obviously diet and exercise were massive, but
Yeah.
it was in my head. I used like a lot of self-talk. Like when I was tempted by things, or if I thought, God, I'm not good, I could just do without training tonight.
Yeah.
I would sort of ask myself, is this choice I'm about to make going to take us closer to my goal, or like even further away, or make us stand still?
Yeah.
And how will I feel if I don't do it?
Yeah.
Like sort of attaching some emotion to it.
Definitely. I mean, like you say, I guess you've got a goal, you need to take action on it. And the goals allow you to stay focused. I mean, I'm massive myself on setting goals for clients, because I think if they don't write things down, then they're never going to achieve it. Do you have any real goal setting techniques for new mums?
Just the main thing is attaching some emotion to it. I mean, when I do this I only train now. 99% of my clients are people who've just had a baby.
Yeah.
So I help them attach masses of emotion to it, and it's the biggest thing, setting a goal. So obviously make them set something that's specific to them, has a time on it. So say by 8 weeks time, I want to be, or I will be.
Yeah.
And getting something like their old jeans, the jeans they used to wear before they were pregnant,
Yeah.
using those as a goal, because that's massive. If you can get into those, that's an amazing feeling. And at the end of the goal, writing down, when I achieve this goal, I will feel.
Yeah.
So I will feel great about myself. I will have more confidence, more energy.
Yeah.
If I don't achieve this goal, I will fail. And that bit, I think, is often much more important than sort of the positive end of it.
Definitely.
So if I don't fit into those jeans in 8 weeks' time, I'm going to feel massively disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel, well, like crap. Probably feel the same way I do now, which isn't good. And also, once they've set those goals out and got them on paper, I think you should tell other people about your goal.
Definitely.
So it makes you accountable to someone else. So
Yeah.
tell the husband, tell your friends, tell your mum and dad, just tell everyone who's involved in your sort of daily life.
Definitely,
who's going to have some influence over what you do and can support you. And if you don't achieve it, not only have you sort of let yourself down, you've made yourself accountable to those people, and those people have an expectation of you.
Definitely.
And they're going to, as a result, help you get there.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, things that I've done in the past when I've been training quite intense programs. I mean, I've been on a program at the minute called Muscle in a Month. I'm sure you've heard of it, Dax's program, and it's quite brutal. It's like 28 days worth of training. Your food's got to be perfect, your recovery and everything, and you've got to make a lot of sacrifices for time. And I think that was a big thing for me, was actually making it public on Facebook and actually saying, right, I'm going to achieve this, and put my photos and taking before photos and stages of me photos. Yeah. And I think just having that accountability there really, really sort of kept us on track, so that I thought, right, I can't slip up here. I've got something to prove to people.
Photos are massive. Like, I got Simon to take a picture of me just after Heidi was born.
Yeah.
And that picture will live with me forever.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to see it, just go to katiebulmer.com and there's pictures of it up there, or katiesrealmums.com.
Yeah.
And that picture makes me feel like the pits.
Yeah.
If there was ever motivation for losing the 3 stone I put on when I was pregnant,
Yeah.
that is it.
Definitely. I think it's a massive thing, and I often get people, I don't know if you do the same, but I get people to take a photo of themselves and then actually write the goal on the back of the photo.
That's a good idea.
So they can just sort of attach that emotion to that photo. And obviously, sometimes I also get, say, if they've got a holiday destination, I get them to write the goal on that as well, so that you've got like the negative side and also the positive side.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, you said your photos were a massive motivation, and especially because I've never been in that situation. I mean, it's quite out of your control while you're pregnant, I can imagine, with a lot of the hormonal things that are going on. So,
I think sometimes you've got to go to that dark place of looking in the mirror and not hating so much, but being unhappy with what you see.
Yeah.
To really give you the drive to do something about it, because I often think that just gaining a few pounds and that doesn't always give you enough motivation. Definitely. To really make changes. I think sometimes you've got to go to that dark place where you feel unhappy to get out of it.
Awesome. So, Kate, I'm sure you've inspired some brand new mums out there already, especially, like you say, 99% of your clients are actually new mums. And it's great that you're actually putting it out there that people can get the dream body back. Or, in fact, in a lot of cases, I bet some of your clients actually improve on the body they had before they were pregnant.
Yeah, because often there's a lot of people out there that, you know, those lucky people that don't always need a trainer and are always in like fairly good shape.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that. All of a sudden you get pregnant and you gain weight. They've never gained weight before.
Yeah.
So then they start training and they get in even better shape than they were before they were pregnant. Yeah.
Amazing. So basically what you're trying to say is that even though you're a new mum and there's a lot of things going on, you want to spend time with your baby, just put a little bit of time aside for yourself, because you owe that to yourself. Especially with, there's a lot of, like, a huge demand on mothers, obviously, with breastfeeding and things like that. And us fellas don't have to get up in the middle of the night to breastfeed and all that sort of thing. So I think mums actually deserve that little bit of time on their own. And I'm sure the whole of the families or friends would chip in to help you to get that body back and obviously feel more confident about yourself in that body.
Yeah,
have you got anything else just to add on top that sort of you'd say just to inspire some more people?
I just think you really owe it to yourself, in terms of like your mindset, your mental health, your physical health, and there's always time to do it. There's a million things going on, but you owe yourself that half an hour, just 4-5 times a week max. You owe it to yourself and your health, and therefore the health of those around you. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like you say, I personally think a lot of postnatal depression can come from the fact that they've put a lot of weight on and they don't feel good about themselves. A lot of women, because obviously as a woman you've got to sort of, I don't know, there's always this expectation about women and how they've always got to look attractive. And I bet with all the hormonal stuff that's going on, I bet it's just a bit of a crazy mindset and you don't know where you are, and there's all these new changes coming on and stuff.
I'll never forget when I just had Heidi. I felt like I'd gone from being a really confident, sort of outgoing person to being like a less of a, how do I explain, like not as confident and definitely not as outgoing.
Yeah.
And I became a little bit shyer than I used to be.
Yeah.
And at first, because it was just a whole massive shock, but exercising and getting myself back to where I wanted to be helped us massively get back to sort of like the old Katie, or the pre-giving birth Katie.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's it. Thank you very much for that, Katie. I'm sure a lot of mums out there will actually be feeling a little bit sort of relieved that there is a solution out there. Like you say, you've got your website, haven't you? What was it?
katiebulmer.com, or also check out katiesrealmums.com as well.
Cool. And I'd say definitely anybody that's listening to this, either through Katie's means of putting it out there, my means of putting it out there, if you've got a goal to achieve, don't think you're on your own, because there's a lot of people out there that can help you. The likes of Katie, she does an awesome job for new mums. And I mean, a lot of my clients are getting very similar results to Katie. And I think don't be afraid to share your goal. Okay, so people often get quite embarrassed, don't they, Katie, with what they want to achieve, and they think that people are going to judge them, but us trainers aren't there to judge, we're just there to help.
Yeah, definitely. And don't be afraid to share your fears either.
Yeah, that's a good point. Great. So thanks very much for that, Katie. Really appreciate you sharing that, because I think you get that point across a lot better than me, obviously being a brand new mum yourself. And I think a lot of women sometimes think us fellas don't understand when we really, really do.
That's good.
All right.
All right. Cheers,
Awesome,
Chris.
Katie. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.